Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin Choice and you're watching Choice TV. For today's video, we are all gathered here to drag the fuck out of anybody dumb enough to still give this Maryjane Byarm scammer girl any money. Such as this impulsive individual in my Instagram DM who felt the need to DM me this. I got a DM recently from a young lady that basically said, "Bruh, I should have listened to you. Maryjane scammed me."
Next caller, cause you ain't talking about nothing, bitch.
Excuse my French, but this biscuit brain motherfucker basically went in my DMs and she said she put out a video saying that she was going to teach people how to travel full time, and I believed her. And it's sad that she does this, and she's saying she's a Christian, and she's not even a real Christian, and so much more. I'm not going to read all this fucking essay because I'm sure a lot of y'all don't care. The only thing we need to know is this girl is clearly an idiot, because if somebody's putting out a lot of information about somebody being a scammer, the least you could do is take it and proceed with caution. I'm already in a bad mood because I went to the store and I literally just found out that I just bought some moldy ass bread. So inflation got these store owners putting moldy ass bread on the fucking counter, and I'm already irritated. But anyways, I wanted to get on here and say that anybody that's giving Maryjane Byarm money is a fucking idiot. So if y'all didn't know, I exposed Maryjane Byarm like 3 years ago, right? I did a video approaching her, finding her, tracking her down, and exposing her for the scammer that she really is. Because if y'all didn't know, she is one of the most infamous scammers on YouTube. This girl has went around traveling the world, went to China, Italy, Greece, all over the world. And people thought that she was living the dream, living the life, making tons of bread. She not only went out of her way to tell people that she was going to be a trip advisor or a travel agent to people, but she tried to turn her whole trip business 3 years ago into a whole, if you send me $2,000 on Zelle, I'll book you a trip, I'll fly you out, and I'll show you around and teach you how to travel the world and make money. And essentially, she sold a lot of people a dream just for people to go on these trips and find out that she was not fully delivering on stuff, just for people to have to loan her money on the trip, and just for people to come out and expose her for scamming them. And people are still to this day spamming her comments and spamming her YouTube channel comments, letting it be clear that they got scammed. With one person commenting on her post, "I booked a trip with her as well. She has gone ghost. I disputed all charges and I'ma find her ass." And another person stating, "Yes, I just got scammed for a supposed Japan trip that's supposed to take place in 3 days." And that's another person who lost their money, but I can't help but laugh because there's so many receipts, and these receipts have been on for a while. She's evidently not a good person. She's very conniving and evil, and she's very slippery and sneaky. But she puts on an image like she's doing really, really well. And evidently her karma has been catching up to her, because she's been posting a lot of weird ass videos where she's been, in China, and she's telling people, "Oh my God, my Cash App doesn't work. My Cash App doesn't work. Could you guys Cash App me? I need this, I need that."
I think it's cool to show like all the fun days you're having when you're traveling on social media, but you have to know that traveling is extremely difficult, and we're only showing you the exciting days, not the frustrating days. Like today, I literally need help. If you think I'm joking, I'm actually not joking. I'm literally stranded. And instead of freaking out, I said, you know what? Instead of having a breakdown, I'm gonna make some content about it. I'm literally stranded in the middle of nowhere, China, and I have no way to get back to Shanghai because all of my cards, they're not working. All of my cards, they're not working. Because this is the middle of nowhere, China, this is normal. My cards don't usually work in places like this. The only card that's working is my Cash App card. And I don't know, literally, I don't know anyone in my personal life that has Cash App to be able to help me. So if you have Cash App and you have like $100 to send me, please do it. I'm stranded and I'm...
Bitch, just say your card is maxed out. So it's little stuff like that that you see, and it's very clear that her luck is starting to run out, and as time has gone on, not much has changed, and things are clearly staying the same. Literally a couple months ago, she said she was on a walkathon, and she was asking people to send her money as a way to support her on her journey to the walkathon, or else her ass was going to keep walking.
I don't know. I have a goal of $2,000 more that I wanted to make to reach my goal, so I don't know. I feel like that could be done in a few minutes. 20 of you. 40 of you. And this could be done. And I can go back to my hotel. Well, I have been going to the hotel. And there's only $2,000 left that I'm trying to raise as my goal. $2,000. $2,000. And I can stop walking. Ooh. Jesus. Okay. 2,000 and I'm done my walkathon.
Bitch, y'all better sell y'all pum 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 on the streets because it's 2024 and people are struggling. The fuck do people look like donating money to you so that way you can start walking the streets of Japan? Bitch, you're lucky you're even in Japan compared to most people who are struggling because it's 2024. So sell y'all pum pum, bitch. She's even going out of her way selling rice water in like fucking ceramic bottles from China, right? She's essentially getting bottles from China that are probably worth like 85 cents. And she's basically filling up with rice water. And she's telling you that she's selling rice water from the Yao tribe, which is the Yao tribe is a tribe of women in China who eat clean, eat organic, and they essentially are very isolated from the world. And their hair pretty much stays nice and crisp and clean. And they have no gray hair. So whoever bought that shit is probably dumb as fuck because she's selling that shit for like $50+.
Earlier this year, I traveled to the Huanglu village in the bones of China, in the villages of China where no one ever goes, in the beautiful mountaintop of Huanglu, Guilin, China, so I could learn from the women who have the world's longest hair that never turns gray because they use their sacred ancient rice water recipe. I needed this recipe for myself and for my own products, but I had to learn first. I had to learn about what herbs they use. I had to learn about exactly what rice I needed. I needed to learn how to make this rice water so I could reap the same benefits of this never graying, even though gray is beautiful, long, gorgeous hair that grows 2 inches a month.
But it gets worse. This Byarm went out of her way to lie to her fans and say that she's been apprenticing under these Chinese Yao women. And that's how she's able to master their recipe of rice water. Hence why she's trying to justify selling it to y'all for like $50+.
You guys know, if you're at all a little bit familiar with my channel, you know that I went and learned and apprenticed under the Yao women of Guilin. I went to their little itty bitty village in China. This is mine, so it's all used, but this is my rice water. It's available on my website, Maryjane Travels, linked down below. You can get your rice water from me because I think you need to get it from me, because if you want it, because first of all, I know what I'm doing.
Yep, literally a whole new scam. The Yao women have museums dedicated to them and their hair growth. So she's showing herself as a tourist, visiting the museums and visiting their tribe, literally as a tourist, not as I'm just communicating and doing business with them. So she's exploiting these women and their journey and their culture for her own gain. It's funny how she claims that she's been apprenticing under these people for months and she's been working closely with them, but she has no footage of business meetings. She has no footage of her interacting with them and no footage of no paperwork or anything. She just expects us to take her word that she's been an apprentice under them and somehow she's in business with them. And that's how she was able to charge people, and people were dumb enough to pay for it. Hence why people are now going on Better Business Bureaus and other platforms reporting her. I found this thread of somebody blasting and dragging her, claiming that she lied about sending the rice water and that they are now out of $100 because of her lies. She is so diabolical, fucked up, and conniving. I'm not even going to read what this person said. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to do it. And basically, this is what this person said. They even put out her email address and even put out her number and her website, which used to be maryjanebyarm.com, but she changed it to youngtraveler.org, obviously to save face just in case people Google her.
The scammer, Maryjane Byarm, who now claims to have moved to NYC, where she is attempting to sell hair growth products, was actually based in Dubai when I purchased her items. These included rice water hair strengthening and anti-gray shampoo, as well as hair treatment products. I discovered her videos on YouTube, where she seemed to be buying hair growth products from the long-haired women of Guilin, China. She claimed that she had developed bonds with these women, emphasizing that because they lived in such a remote village, she wanted to make their highly effective products accessible to others who also desired to stop hair shedding and grow healthy hair. In the videos, she appeared to be speaking Chinese directly to these women, who seemed very friendly. They appeared to have a great rapport. After much deliberation over the risks of purchasing products from a faraway country that doesn't uphold the same consumer protections as the US, I decided to take a chance. This decision came after seeing another video where Maryjane discussed the ingredients in the products, stating that all the ingredients were sourced directly from the mountainous village. She explained that this location was far away from the major cities in China, which tend to face pollution issues. Unfortunately, going to her website and making a purchase turned out to be a mistake. She provided various excuses for delaying the delivery, including the claim that she was a one-woman operation and would soon be hiring more staff to make the process faster.
Just awful, just dreadful. And the fact that people are still sitting up here supporting her, subscribing to her, and everything says a lot about how stupid people are. The fact that this person lost $110 and she's over here lying, claiming that she does business with a tribe that grows silky, beautiful hair, it's disgusting. Because I look at this stuff and I think to myself, how the fuck aren't people paying attention to the fact that she doesn't show any business meetings with these fucking women? She just shows herself interacting as a tourist in a tourist area with these women. So it's really dreadful the fact that some people actually fell for this, but it just shows you how predatory some of these influencers really are. And what y'all gotta remember that these parasocial relationships that y'all have with people are not real. The fact that people actually believe that they're doing business with some random girl who grew up on a fucking farm from fucking New Jersey and they just doing business with her just because they said, "Oh yay, let's do business," just for the hell of it. Like how stupid are some people being? But I get it because again, some people have this parasocial idea that a lot of these influencers are your friends when some of them are just conniving people trying to get to the bag. And of course, some of these people can never get their money back. And that's just one person who spoke out. Imagine who else hasn't spoke out that probably got scammed.
Inside of here, just like that. And she's cooking.
I also want to talk about another scam that she's been involved in. She's been telling people that because she's having a hard time funding her travels and her trips, she's asking people to send her donations so that way she could finish her journey documenting her life traveling the world. She even recently posted a GoFundMe, and I found out because people have been saying this to me, and she posted a GoFundMe asking people if they could send her donations so that way she could stack up and make a lot of money to take care of herself.
For 2025. So I haven't been vlogging because I've been all over the place just planning 2025. It's a year that I am going to finish visiting every country in the world. And I want to let you guys know that every little donation helps. Even if it's $10 or $15 or $25. It all helps because power in numbers. It helps with a flight. It helps with a visa application. It helps with everything. So I will link my GoFundMe down below if you can give. Thank you so much. We are going to tackle this goal of visiting every single country in the world. I have an exciting video coming tomorrow. I'll tell you guys what I did today.
So what's unfortunate is she posted this on her website, making it very clear that she has people booked and ready to go with her to explore her journey visiting the remainder 60 countries because she's visited over 100 and she wants to see every country in the world. And she's making it seem like a lot of people are booking these trips to go with her and travel with her. But what's crazy is she deleted us off her site. So it's like people are booking these trips to go hang out with you and sending you money allegedly. And she hasn't gone to any of these countries as of months later at all. Honestly, I can't feel any sympathy for anybody that actually gets scammed and hoodwinked. Because y'all motherfuckers need to know better. And a piece of me is absolutely disgusted because the fact that she has stolen and scammed so many people and now she's trying to pull the sympathy card just to garner more funds from people to fund her travel, something that she doesn't need when she could easily just stay her ass and sit her ass back at home and pay back all the money she's stolen from people. It's very clear that one of these days somebody's going to catch her outside and whoop her ass. And it's very evidently clear that this girl's a shady person, but again, people don't believe you until they have to learn on their own. For example, people are over here sending me stuff saying, "Oh my God, she's scamming, she's this, she's that." And to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, she's scamming people, but like I said, anyone that gives her money is a fucking idiot. What's so hard about researching or Googling an influencer? A whole bunch of stuff pops up. Even when I exposed her, she did a lot of little weird things to do damage control. She actually tried to take down my video and shut down my video and take it down and say that it was a privacy complaint and so much more, and she failed at that. She also went as far as changing her website name. So instead of going by Maryjane Byarm on her website, she changed it to travel.org or some shit like that to try to do damage control because, of course, when people Google her, a lot of stuff pops up. And she even did a lot of weird little sketchy things where she tried to go as far as to tell people that, you know, don't believe all the stuff you see on the internet, because she actually responded to my video. She didn't say my name, but she responded to my video and she said a lot of lies, talking about I used to be a fan and how I used to be in her messages all the time trying to get her attention. Which I'm like, oh my God, not only is this girl a fucking liar, she is probably a fucking sociopath.
Like looking flustered and looking at me. So I kind of am starting to put things together. So I walk over to them and I'm like, did you just see somebody run for their lives? And they were like, yeah, the guy ran for his life and got in a taxi. And I said, I think he was stalking me. And they said, I think he was too. And they said, because he came, because when they're putting things together as well as I am, and they already know who I am from YouTube, and they just saw it unfold because they saw him come to my door with the recording device and then run for his life into, like, so I think that was somebody who was stalking me. And they're like, yeah, he checked in for one day. He didn't do anything. He left when you left. He came back when you came back. He recorded you, then he ran for his life in an Uber. And I'm like, yeah, okay. By the way, I know who this person is. I don't know that I know them because he had a disguise on. So I'm like, can you give me his name? And they're like, this is illegal. We're so sorry, we can't give out names. And I'm like, so should I call the police? And they're like, no, because like we think he asked for a taxi to the airport, so he's probably on his way to the airport right now and getting on that plane and getting the heck out of here. So I'm like, you're telling me he only checked in for one day? And they were like, yeah, he checked in for one day.
That's not true at all. In fact, I actually was there for like 10 fucking days. So that's how I know she's lying. So it's little stuff like that that shows you that this girl is not being fully transparent. Those y'all who did watch my video where I did track her down and I did expose her scams know that I was there for days.
That dude found you because he knew you were in Amsterdam. So he went to Amsterdam and I think he just watched he had to just watch my Instagram stories and kind of follow suit. It's crazy that he literally found my hotel and booked, like, that literally gives me the chills. The story is crazy. It still blows my mind to this day. And it taught me a lot. Actually, I learned a lot from this experience. So basically this was around 2021 and 2020. Okay. It was like 2021. Yeah. And there's this YouTuber, and I guess he wanted to make a video about me. So he decided, and I was in Amsterdam. This is when I was an idiot, and I used to post where I was. Say I got a coffee at a coffee shop. I would take the picture of the coffee at the coffee shop and post it on my Instagram. And I was scared about the waters. I didn't know what the waters was about. I think he was trying to make some kind of joke. I don't know. But he literally left a case of water at the door of the hotel. So the police came in, took the waters. They took the paper as the evidence. And later on, I found out that he was a YouTuber who literally flew to Amsterdam to come find me, to make a video about me. And then when I tell you, he hightailed it back to the airport and back to the States to make a video about me. And you know, the funniest part of the whole story was, to me, is that he had been DMing me, like, this is another thing I'm going to speak about in the latter part of my video, is all the stalkers are extremely bipolar. Like, it's in, like, a bipolar that should, like, you should be in an insane asylum for. Because this exact YouTuber had been following me about a year or two prior and telling me how inspiring I was and how they were a huge fan and how I make their life better and I'm so inspirational to them and they love me so much. That YouTuber had been telling me that on Instagram.
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. There's no receipts. I've never messaged this girl in my fucking life trying to ask her about advice and being a fan. That's not true. But the gist of this whole situation is, yes, she definitely did address my video, but she didn't fully address it. She didn't talk about the scamming stuff. She didn't talk about the allegations. She didn't even address what the video was actually about. She just said that someone just made a video about her and it was just about whatever. So again, that was her response literally a year ago. And I never cared to respond because, again, she didn't really have any legit talking points. She just talked in circles and talked about the fact that people just, you know, are haters and preying on her downfall. And that was pretty much the gist of it. Even in terms of the water, she claims I left water at her front door, which isn't true because even when I had my encounter, which a lot of y'all got to witness, it shows that I literally gave her the water personally, which again, I don't even know if any of what this girl is saying is true about the police and all this other shit. All I know is that she's fucking insane and she's still scamming people to this day. In her video, she did not once mention the allegations, scamming, and why I approached her and what I addressed to her. Y'all should watch that entire video that I did where I basically approached her. And even though I was, being very hesitant and very careful with my words, a lot of what she's saying wasn't true. Those y'all who did watch the video know that we literally had a nice 4-minute conversation, and it wasn't just me handing her some shit and then quickly just running off. We actually had a conversation about the allegations, her perspective on things, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, this girl has mental issues. And let me just say that this is why everything that glitters isn't gold. Please do me a favor, y'all, and don't believe all the shit a lot of your favorite entertainers say unless you can tangibly read it or you can just get a vibe that they're telling the truth. Because entertainers and influencers make it seem like they're doing so amazing and so well. But people like Maryjane Byarm are probably in excruciating credit card debt, probably got like 6, 10, 11, 12 closed bank accounts from overdrafts, and are probably out here robbing and stealing more people that we don't know of. Because we only know of the people that she's robbed who are her fans because they've all gone public. Not all, but most of them have. But we don't know about the people that she scammed overseas who don't have access to the internet like that, or don't have access to funds, or don't have access to the means to get a lawyer and sue her, or don't have access to her social media and don't know who she is. We just know about what's on the internet. So please take it from me and take a mental note about Maryjane Byarm and understand that the only thing you can really do is just report her ass and literally dislike all her videos because there's nothing you can do. I mean, she doesn't get any sponsorships anymore because, again, she's a scammer. She has a really bad reputation from stealing from people. And she definitely isn't making that much on YouTube because her viewership has gone down tremendously because there's so many stuff about her being a scammer and a thief and a liar and a deceiver. So all I can really say is this, is if you see someone like Maryjane Byarm scamming people, all I can say is, I mean, peace be with you, and just block and unsubscribe and hit not interested on that bitch. There's just nothing I can really say other than the fact that if she's going to sit up here and still steal from people and they're still willing to give her money, there's nothing they can do because when someone steals your money, like if you Cash App or PayPal somebody some money and then they just like don't give you the service, you can dispute it on your account if you use a credit card, or you can like dispute it on PayPal or wherever you dispute it from. But a lot of times when someone steals money from you and you willingly send them money without a refund policy or a receipt, that's why we have receipts. There's nothing you can always do because these are called civil matters. You would have to take them to court, which would be more expensive. And in that case, all you got to do is just be careful who you give your money to. You know what I mean? When you book a travel agent or you book anything or pay for anything, make sure there's a cancellation policy so that way if you ever get burned, you can get your money back. I mean, she's a fucking idiot. I mean, this is the same person who literally lied about key lime pie contacts. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a matter of time for somebody to find her ass and they smack them damn key lime pie contacts out of her head. And there's nothing anyone else can do. So for everyone that's telling me like, oh my God, how do you feel about Maryjane scamming? I mean, what the fuck you want me to do? You want me to tell her to stop? I mean, I tried that already and she's still scamming to this day. So please, everyone, do me a favor and please be sure to spam Maryjane Byarm's email. This is her email, and please spam it with, please stop scamming people and go get a job, bitch. Like literally go, do me a favor and look at this girl's email. This is her email right here, and spam, please go get a job, bitch, and stop scamming people, and tell her Choice TV sent you. Because at the end of the day, people like this are going to keep doing shit like this until they're held accountable. It's really unfortunate because not only is she still scamming people and she's still fucking people over as of this year, this girl is still hosting travel trips. So not only her GoFundMe is coming along, she's also hosting trips where she's basically telling people, if you want to come with me to Thailand or come with me here, you can book it by paying X amount of money. It literally would have been easy for all these people who are giving this bitch money to put it towards their savings and to travel their damn selves. Why the fuck do some of y'all need a fucking travel agent to literally travel the world and go places? Why can't y'all just book that shit yourself? Like, it literally costs nothing to just go on the website, book the flight, book an Airbnb for a reasonable price, and just go on the trip. Or just find someone to go with you, or find travel groups on Facebook or social media. It's really not that hard. It's sad because I did get a lot of backlash on my video where I did blast her and approach her and film everything, and some people did say, oh my God, you know, you're not a lawyer, you're not the police, and oh my God, like, that's wrong, or you're bullying, oh my God, why didn't you just do this to Jeffree Star? How could you do this to someone like her? You know, stuff like that. But then look at her still scamming to this day and still robbing people. But that's that for this video, like I said, and yeah, that's that. Trace out this bitch. Why don't we fall in love?
so many reasons. It's the only thing that matters to me. It's so many reasons. It takes such a load off to let you know that you're the only one I won't ever want to go. Think I never did know what to do. A love I never felt, now I feel for you. Why don't I just swallow each and every ounce of my pride? Everything you do, I want to feel again. Ain't no use for us to pretend, 'cause why do we, why can't we, why can't we, why do we, why can't we fall in love?